Oh, I gotta gather this and bring it to you. Oh, you don't want it? I gotta bring it to your cousin Jim. And on the way to Jim, there's a dragon, you know.
Non-apologetic news, not what you're used to. Non-apologetic news, telling you the truth. Non-apologetic news, saying what they're scared to. Non-apologetic news, non-apologetic news.
Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Non-Apologetic News. I am Travisty. Next to me as always is Body Bag. We are bringing you the news you never knew you needed, and today it's all about retro game goodness today on Non-Apologetic News. I think it's no secret that I love retro games, modded game consoles. I have the modded PSP I use for handheld. I got the modded PS4, so I can download basically any game I want, more or less. Like on the PS4, I can download PS3, PS2, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, everything, you know. Sure. And with there being the PS5 shortages, if you have a modded PS4, they're still coming out with all the new PS5 games on PS4, so hey, there's free brand new games. What led me to this is on eBay, a guy sold me a memory card for the PSP. Now it had emulators for everything. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, Sega Genesis, just everything. I did find some gems. I came across a game called Metroid Fusion on the Game Boy Advance. Metroid Dread on the Switch, was it?
I think so.
That was my first Metroid game, even though I love Metroidvanias, Castlevanias, things of that sort. So I was playing Metroid Fusion, and if you would have told me that was a brand new indie game on the PS5 store from today, I would 100% believe that. It is an amazing game. It plays, it looks, it acts just like a new game, and this is over 20 years old at this point. It got me thinking, what other games look and play so good that if you told someone they were from like 2020, they would believe them? I chose 3 games that I thought fit this criteria. First off, my number one pick is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This game right here is just amazing. I first played it on the PSP, I don't know, a decade ago, 15 years ago. From level design to controls to the story to the way you actually level up your character and weapon, they were some of the first to do it that way. So this game provided the building blocks for, you know, your Hollow Knight, Sultan Sanctuary, Dark Souls games, Elden Ring, you know, anything along those lines. If you play it, you think it's a brand new game. Like they re-released it on PS5 a couple years ago, and I played through it, and even graphically, it looks beautiful these days. Like even this game has multiple endings. Did you make it to the end on your playthrough of Symphony of the Night?
I did not. That game kicked my ass.
The first time I played it, I got to the end, credits roll. I'm like, oh, hell of a game. I didn't find out till years later if you use a certain item before you go into the final boss fight, it reveals the second half of the game. So the best ending gives you an extra 6 hours or so of gameplay. I think this came out in 99, 97. I actually have a trailer here for anybody who doesn't know this game. Now, bear in mind, we are watching this on an HD screen, and I believe it's like 480p or something. But it'll showcase a little bit of what's going on with this game. Kind of sound like Ninja Turtles starting up there. But yeah, I don't know about the music. You know, I mean, music's fine in this game. But, I mean, this quite possibly might be my favorite game of all time. Not even just a retro game. This game is a beast in all categories. Like, just look at this. And this has everything. The great big boss fights. The, progression in the game where you can't get to certain areas, so you progress and get a new ability, backtrack, but that's the basis of a Metroidvania for anyone who is a fan of that genre. A gorgeous game altogether. Now, if I were to ask you, do you have, and you're a gamer, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Are there any games in your past that you think you could throw up today and it still holds up for non-nostalgia reasons? Like it's still a beautiful game, still plays and looks excellent to this day. Anything come to mind on that?
Yeah, I'd have to say Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past on Super Nintendo.
See, I've still
probably one of my favorites.
I've yet to play a Zelda game.
They're pretty good. The new one's out on the Switch, that Breath of the Wild, and It's good. Yeah, I prefer the old retro.
I'd say the reason I've probably never played the Zelda games is because of how douchey a lot of the people who like Zelda are, and just smug about it. But why? Like, what's so good about it?
Well, it's good. It's not like a quick game. The storyline, the adventure to it, ability to upgrade everything, different weapons. Yeah, I could go through. I could play that game over and over again.
What system did you say it's on?
Super Nintendo.
I'm going to check right here. Like I say, this guy was nice enough. And see, I didn't buy this card for the games. I have plenty of the games. I bought it for the emulators. I can't get a lot of the emulators that I download to work. I don't know if, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but like he provided the... Whoop, turn that down so we don't get copyright struck by Nintendo. They love to do that. Did you say Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past?
Yep.
Oh, I got it. Got it right here. Bippity boppity boop. How's that?
Give that a play.
Maybe. I was so happy to download Super Mario 64, but to me, it was unplayable because of the camera.
That's one thing that pissed you off, even playing it on the Switch, actually being released onto it. It's still, the camera is just fucking rough.
Can't figure out, I can't look around where I'm going, and I'm just running into shit.
Right?
Yeah, I played all of 30 minutes on that, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But I will
try to jump in, hit the wall, do a flip, off the edge of a cliff or some shit.
I just couldn't get it. There were the giant guys. They're like sort of like cannonballs, but like dogs on leashes. That snap at you, and I'd never see them coming, and I'm running, and I can't see shit. I got no peripherals, and the only way to adjust the camera is to completely stop the character, stop the gameplay, and then... And they had to have known it was bad, because the first thing they do when you enter that game is, hey, I'm Cammy, the cameraman, and explain to you you're about to have an awful experience. But that leads me to my next game. And as cheesy as it is, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, right? That is a fantastic game. I replayed through it like a year or two ago on the PSP. As far as Mario game goes, if you're into that sort of thing, I think it's the best there is out there. It's actually when Nintendo was trying, they had a lot of competition. It's when, Sega was taking a lot of the market share, and there were the
Sonic and stuff.
First console wars, yeah. They created, it's like 94 levels or something. There's hidden levels, hidden exits.
I'm sure there's well over 100 if you calculate all the hidden shit. What is there? We went to is a shape of a star. You got around that.
It's like 5 levels. Star World.
And if the last one, you do it right, that takes you, transports you, and there's 10 more levels.
Oh, see, I couldn't make it through the first 5 prongs of the star or whatever.
The ones after that, they fucking suck.
And I was thinking about it, how it was kind of choose your own path. That might have been like the first open world game. And it's not obviously not a full open world,
right?
But the way you can kind of pick and choose and move around the map. I don't know. It's where Yoshi came from. I actually watched it like an hour-long documentary from Gaming Historian on YouTube. Check him out if you're into this sort of thing, on how it was created and, all the obstacles they face with the new hardware. I think it's got to be the best Mario game there is. And that brings me to also Super Mario 3 is still completely playable.
That's one of the best out there.
Mario 3. Me and my mom are going to go onto a trip to Florida, and I was thinking of games that I could get on the Switch or on something, and we could play on the airplane. And that's what I'm thinking about doing. I don't know if Switch has it available, but if they do, can grab 2 different things. Could grab the 8-bit Dough that we did a review on last week, and have 2 controllers, and then I have a strap for the Switch screen. I think it's meant for going on the back of a car seat if you're in the back seat. But I imagine just strap it around there, clamp it up, and we can just sit there and game out until she gets frustrated, because she probably hasn't played in a long time. But we used to play that game when I was young. Is there any other game that just comes to your mind that if anybody hasn't played, really stands the test of time and can just great?
I'm going to say again on the Super Nintendo, the Super Mario and the Legend of the 7 Stars.
Legend of the 7 Stars. Was that the Super Mario RPG?
Yes.
That's on the card he gave me, but I haven't tried it.
Big open world, big map, clear the area, go on to the next one. But yeah, that's a damn good game.
Is it a hit for hit though? Take turns games?
Yes. Yeah.
See, I can't do that.
Turn style combat, yeah.
Yeah. The only game I've ever done like that is Final Fantasy VII. For me, I was trying to think of one more game, and I kind of had a tie, but it's of the same series, Resident Evil, right? So we could say Resident Evil 1, even though it had tank controls, but that was more the style of the game than the style of the time, as they were the only people, anybody who knows, like, you couldn't, like, do a complete swivel. It's almost like there were blocks on the ground that you could walk on, so if you want to turn, you had to you know, and they call it tank controls. But that created a whole genre that I just adore. Survival horror, and Resident Evil still making great stuff. But I was tied between 1 and 4. Because 4 just set the tone for every game that's came since, you know. It was where they really put an emphasis on action, but not like in 6 where they took it like too far.
I hated 6.
Yeah, it's the only Resident Evil I've never made it through. But I can remember, and maybe I'm blinded by nostalgia, but like Resident Evil 4, I was living with this dude, Zach, correct? There was a dude, Chip, and Chip was a big gamer. He was like a nerdy World of Warcraft or something, like PC gamer. And I don't think they thought of me as too much of a gamer. But what winded up happening is I remember like close to the beginning of the game, like I had the shotgun out and like 3 dogs popped out and I was boo, boo, boo. And they're like, whoa. So we all 3 just kind of crowded around and they'd be like, oh, you missed that. Oh, go here. Oh, da-da-da-da. And that was what we do after work, you know, and it was just a good time. And I've gone back to replay that game, I don't know, 2, 3 times at least. But yeah, there's so much stuff in the past that we forget about, you know, and we'd like to hear, what's y'all's favorite game? What's a game that I haven't played or I'm just too much of a dumb to know about? But if you're interested in these games, if you're a PC gamer, it's super easy. You just download an emulator. Right. I don't know anything about the PC gaming world. Like I say, I rock the PSP for the handhelds, but there's so many devices that are made just to play these retro games for like $100. But you can look up on YouTube, like if you have a PS4, how to mod it, how to add everything on it. But yeah, it is just great stuff. I'm not going to exactly tell you how to do the mods for obvious reasons, but like I say, modding the PS4 is the best because you can still, hell, you could go download Elden Ring right now. Horizon, what's the name of the new Horizon?
Forbidden West.
Yeah, and that's a funny thing about them. They may have flat out shut down their studio by releasing when Elden Ring did. Because they were like, this dumb little game, these Souls fans aren't going to care. And then it's like, boom, 12 million sold. Horizon, what? And now, who knows? They if they put everything they had and were banking on a big payday there, they might not be doing another one. And not just that, it might stop. Aren't they the same people who made like Red Dead? No, that was Rockstar. Who makes Horizon?
I'm not sure.
Well, whoever they are, I think we will soon forget about you, especially after they went on social media and were like super salty and like, well, I guess gamers don't care about game experience or graphics. Or it's a beautiful game.
Yeah. Have they not played Elden Ring yet?
And their games are good. I thought the first Horizon game was great, but it's just like what we've gotten used to with open worlds, like Assassin's Creed. GTA, if they ever make a new one, but it's rinse and repeat. It's like the same stuff. Oh, I gotta gather this and bring it to you. Oh, you don't want it? I gotta bring it to your cousin Jim. And on the way to Jim, there's a dragon. You know, like it just becomes predictable and rinse and repeat. Elden Ring changed the game. You know, so that is what is funny, and I cannot get enough of watching people do their bad reviews on Elden Ring, you know. This is trash. This is 1 out of 1. This is awful. Maybe you're just awful at gaming. All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. If you're into these retro games or anything like that, go out and get you some. Let me know what you like. If you have not played Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I advise you to go do it. Check our previous video for the $100 Amazon gift card giveaway we are currently doing. We will see y'all next week. Have a good night, and as always, do not watch the news.
Non-apologetic news. Non-apologetic news.